Hello and welcome back to the truck. This is Jake B-Man with Golden Fox Farms. I'm dashing between outyards on this fine morning and afternoon, and one of these outyards has one of my old mentees near it. And they've recently had a problem with one of their colonies. It's got a bunch of dead bees in front of it. There's a number of things that could cause such a situation, especially in late September. So what we will do is we'll drop in there, have a look-see inside of that hive, and see if we can diagnose what the problem is. The first guess this time of year would be a Varroa issue, just because this is usually where you'll get your peak Varroa populations relative to the hive populations in a untreated hive, and it's where they can cycle into mortality due to viral loading. So that would be something we definitely want to look at. This is also a very dearthy time of year. We have some goldenrod, there's some chicory, there's some ironweeds, there's some wing stems that are around, but it's nothing like the calorie buffet they have available for them in the springtime with trees and all the oncoming clover afterwards. So they can be a little bit on the robby side. It could also just be a bee disease. It could be chronic paralysis or any number of diseases that cause hives to kind of dump out the dead. And lastly, there's always the possibility it was a pesticide exposure. Generally speaking, for a pesticide exposure determination, we have reason to discount everything else first and then find evidence of the pesticide exposure itself. Most of these pesticides that would impact a colony's survival that they would get hit with are short-term active. They rapidly decompose, and we won't find evidence of a pesticide kill using scientific methods this late in the game. Okay, so here's the little apiary we're looking at. I did a quick walk. A lot of these hives have feeders on top of them, not all of them. That one's wide open and looks healthy from back this a ways. These ones are horsed down. They look fine. There's a lot of capping dust underneath all three of these, but I don't really see anything alarming per se. There's some amount of dead there, but that's normal. This is the one that is concerning, is this one back here with the pile of dead out the front door. So we'll take a look at this one, see if we can figure out what's going on. But I'll take the smoker off you, and I'll take those tools off you. You got a Kent Williams tool. Like the first thing I do is just look at the dead down here and see if we can make sense of it. A lot of these are like reduced butts. See how they're like shortened? That can be a sign of a couple things, namely deformed wing virus B. I'm assuming you've been doing mic control here?
Yeah, the last time I used Apigard.
Yes.
About 30 days ago.
30 days
And I
ago?
had like three mice. Count of three.
A count of 3 out of 300? Okay. So these definitely look short, like there's something wrong with them. We'll get inside the hive and see if we can spot what's going on. I don't see any sign of robbing here. There'd be footprinting if there was. That's where they drag, when they're trashing the hive, they get honey on their feet and they put footprints everywhere. So I don't see that. So they might be okay inside. It could also be, we have seen a lot of usurpation swarms come in. And with those, you'll just get this pile of dead bees out of nowhere. And you get in your hive is still fine. What happened is it was a swarm that tried to take your colony over that then perished. Because some hives defend themselves well, some don't. This is your feeder. No need. Not yet, at least. The feeder is dry. There's a possibility they would have robbing going on here because there's that back side to the feeder through that inner cover there. But I don't see sign of it. So you got away with that. The one downside, these feeders have drip holes. That's good. A lot of them don't have that. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 9 frames. Big old friendly stored food in. Empty-ish. Pull out one of these empties and then just go across and see if we can find any problems. First off, the bees here look healthy. They don't have those short butts. They don't look weird. They look like they're supposed to. There's always that possibility. It's one of those possibilities that's easy to overlook because the bees on the ground are decidedly not healthy. They're also, to be honest, a different shade. Like these are kind of a golden, those are kind of that black and yellow down there. So it might have just been a usurpation swarm trying to take over your hive. Now, I don't see any fresh eggs in the top box. I'm also not surprised at that at all because you just took Apiguard off of this thing. And Apiguard tends to make them look queenless because the queen will stop laying while that Apiguard's on the hive frequently. All right. Yeah, there looks like there's really no problems in here, which is kind of reinforcing that maybe it was a usurpation swarm. And what it might have been, their colony might have been super sick with mites because that causes the bees to look short and stubby like that. And their colony might have collapsed, and they might have came out the door to try to take this one as a last-ditch effort. I can say there are eggs in here. There are eggs in here. It's queen right. You have a couple of the shorter bees, but I imagine we can blame that on the Apiguard being on the hive. It's just the really young ones. Apiguard's pretty dang reliable, especially when it's this hot out. Did you ever do a follow-up mite wash to make sure it worked well?
I did not.
You did not. Well, when did you get that? When did you get that 3 mites in the wash count?
It was about a month ago.
Oh, a month ago. That should still be fine. Now, they might have gotten bombed with mites from those bees trying to get in here. Could be across the way. Could have came out of a tree. Because they're pretty healthy and pretty chill. You know, there's
They're very chill.
yeah, it's not a huge population in here, but this if you got local bees, which at this point you do, that's normal for them to be kind of not as big of a colony this time of year. Yes, I would leave them. I'd leave them in the double format. I think you're fine because if you took them down to a single, they'd be a little on the cramp side. Alrighty, and you'll get the feeder back on them. Alrighty, they're nice and chill, which really kind of reinforces the fact that I don't think there's anything wrong in there. It's all good. Nothing obviously wrong. Doesn't mean they'll stay that way, but right now it's all there. Alrighty. It's the only one with any trouble I saw. Yeah, I'm sure the other ones need food and everything, but yeah. In summary, anytime you have a mysterious pile of dead bees near a hive, you should have a look, and you're generally going to have to look inside the hive to see what's going on. With this hive, we were able to determine it wasn't a robbing issue. We were able to determine it wasn't a disease issue. And the preponderance of the evidence actually points towards it being something we don't think about very frequently, and that is a small swarm attacking that colony. This behavior is also called usurpation swarming. It is more common than most people realize. I can encounter a usurpation swarm weekly, and that's without me specifically looking for them. If I specifically looked for them, I'd probably find them daily in my apiaries. Good news, this hive looked fine and in good health, so we can just continue with the normal winter preps to take it into the next year, and no further actions are warranted at this time. Thank you for watching. Click like and subscribe if you find this video beneficial, and I will say good luck and happy beaking.